This presentation of the big game is made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. Gateway Ford, Gateway gives the deal. And the Northshore Community Foundation, you can make a difference, we make it easy.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo.
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the big game. I'm Avion Dotch alongside Myles Edwards, and for this episode, we'll be taking a look at Southeastern's men and women's basketball.
But first, a look at how the Lions closed out their football season.
Southeastern football finished up conference play, knocking out Nichols at home with the River Bell Classic. The Lions carried that momentum into the postseason, hosting the Redbirds of Illinois State in the first round of the FCS playoffs. This marked the Lions' 6th overall appearance in the playoffs. Here's Nate Lackinac with the scoop.
Their rivals, Nichols State and the River Bell Classic on November 20th. This was a 36 matchup between the two teams, which ended in a win for Southeastern. This was the first time since 2018 that the trophy was won at home. The Lions gained 413 yards on offense, 260 of them coming on the ground. Jaden Henry carried most of the 35 rushing attempts, with 14 of them for 93 yards. In the air, Carson Camp threw 12 for 24 for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Kyle Lowe threw a perfect 8 for 8 for 47 yards. Most of their passes went to Jalen DiMaggio, who received 6 passes for 45 yards. In the postseason, Southeastern hosted the Illinois State Redbirds in the first round of the playoffs. The offense crumbled, only putting up 3 points and throwing 4 interceptions, 3 coming from Camp and 1 from Lowe. On the other side of the ball, the 8th-ranked defense stood strong, holding Illinois State to less than 300 yards with a forced fumble along with 2 sacks. In the end, the Lions' defense could not hold up in the 21-3 loss. Illinois State moves on to face North Dakota State in the second round. Reporting for the big game, this is Nate Lackinac.
The Southeastern women's basketball team showed off their new-look squad in their first run with a conference foe in the East Texas A&M Lions. For more on this battle of 2 Southern squads, here's big game reporter Sophia Daniels.
matchup against East Texas, the Southeastern Louisiana Lady Lions came away with a strong win behind a huge night from Lehi Azori, wearing number 10. Azori scored 29 points, showing off her scoring ability from all over the floor. Aaliyah Collins, number 7, made a big impact as well, pushing the pace, disturbing the ball, and making plays on both ends that helped keep Southeastern in control. The team's performance reflected some sharp game planning and leadership from head coach Jeff Dow, who's guiding the Lady Lions through his first season. His adjustments and confidence in his players showed up in the way the team executed down the stretch. It was a complete effort from Southeastern as they secured the win over East Texas, powered by Azori's scoring, Collins' all-around play, and Dow's direction from the sideline. Reporting for the big game, I'm Sophia Daniels.
The Lions basketball team went 2-2 over the last 4 games. The most recent, the Lions would be put to test against a military service school in the Navy midshipmen. I have the recap on this matchup. Southeastern Louisiana has battled through a tough early schedule, but the Lions are heating up at the right time. After a slow start, SOU has put together a strong stretch behind rising stars and clutch veterans, capped off by back-to-back wins at the Live Oak Bank Holiday Classic. Steph Jones has been the spark plug, dropping a season-high 18 points in the comeback over Gardner-Webb. Isaiah Gaines has become the anchor inside, posting 16 points on nearly perfect shooting against Navy. Peter Hemschmeyer delivered one of the best performances of the season, going 5 for 5 for threes and 19 points. Mekhi Myles and Jalen Forrest continue to give SLU major scoring and energy off the bench. And late-game plays for Jeremy Elizy and Kyle Edison sealed the Lions' biggest win of the year. With momentum, depth, and multiple players stepping up, SLU looks ready to make noise as conference plays begins. I'm Avion Dotch, reporting for.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll take a look at college football's rivalry week. We'll also take a trip back to Louisiana, where we'll check in on how the Saints and Pelicans season has been so far. The big game will be right back.
My name is Connor Miller, and I'm pursuing a degree in engineering technology with a concentration in computer systems. Southeastern does a great job to make sure that their graduates are ready and also give them opportunities to further their career development. And I can get there.
What should I do? I'm exhausted, and this is the last thing I want to do, but I know it's what I need to do.
Priorities can't wait. Don't procrastinate.
Welcome back to the big game. Thanksgiving week was more than just turkey this year. Rivalry week was happening across the country for Thanksgiving weekend. With more on how this heated matchup turned out, here's our big game reporter, Jules Dormain.
Football has fostered an almost cult-like culture since its inception. Fans are ready to live or die behind their favorite colleges and universities. This is especially true during the peak of rivalry week. From the Egg Bowl to the Commonwealth Clash, teams all across the nation were battling for trophies while their fans were pushing for bragging rights. Fans know there's no such thing as an upset in these games, but there were a few surprising wins. The Longhorns handed Marcel Reed and the Texas A&M Aggies their first loss of the season and bumped them out of the SEC championship. Arizona put out Arizona State's fire in front of the Demons faithful. Many games this week also had big playoff implications. Alabama and Georgia punched their ticket to the SEC championship with wins over rivals Auburn and Georgia Tech, respectively. Vanderbilt also may have made a case for the college football playoffs with yet another ranked win against Tennessee. Two top juggernauts, number 1 Ohio State and number 6 Oregon, had sloppy wins, but wins nonetheless. With rivalry week done, fans look forward to conference championships, bowl games, and the elite college football playoffs. Reporting for the big game, I'm Jules Dormain.
The NFL season is passing by quickly with the playoffs in sight. With the update on how the Saints have played their recent games against the Dolphins, Adam Scheck-Snyder has the full story.
The New Orleans Saints headed off to Miami for their Week 13 matchup against the Dolphins. looking to gain their third win of an overall disappointing season with quarterback issues all season long. Right out the gate on the opening drive, the Saints defense would allow the Dolphins to go on a good drive, eventually giving up a 30-yard Devon A-Chain touchdown. Oppositely, the Saints offense could not get anything clicking in the first half, going 3 and out on many drives while also giving up a fumble to the Miami defense. But right after the fumble recovery, Saints defensive back Kool-Aid McKinstry intercepts Tua Tagovailoa to get the ball right back to the Saints. But the Saints still could not capitalize on offense. The Dolphins would kick 2 field goals and lead at halftime, 16-0. After halftime, the Saints turned it around with a long opening drive, leading to a Chris Olave touchdown. To get back on track, the Saints successfully went for 2 to cut the lead in half. After a back-and-forth defensive battle for the rest of the third, we get our next score with another Miami field goal, making the score 19-8. More field goals come as the Saints fall short on a successful drive, as Charlie Smith nails a 56-yarder, making it 11-19. The Saints defense comes up big and stops the Dolphins on 4th down with 3 minutes to go. Tyler Show and the Saints offense play quick tempo to try and win this game, and finds Devon Vele in the end zone for a clutch touchdown, making it 17-19. But devastation strikes as Tyler Show is intercepted as the Saints attempt the 2-point conversion to tie the game. But just when Miami thinks they had this game secure, this happens.
Goal to tighten things for the Saints. It must travel 10. And it goes! The Saints live!
The Saints recover the onside kick but cannot capitalize on offense, falling short of a nail-biter.
The Pelicans have had a rough start to the season, but Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears have shown that the New Orleans Pelicans may have a brighter future ahead. For an update on how the rookies have been handling this season, here's Big Game reporter Allie Quirk.
To find the rhythm for this season, rookies Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears have been carrying the consistency within the team. Big man Derek Queen has become one of the Pelicans' more active players for this season, averaging 3.5 assists per game. Queen became the only rookie in Pelicans franchise history to post 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks in a game, and the 5th NBA rookie overall in the last 20 years to reach numbers like that during a game. Following that, DQ got his first career double-double, finishing with 11 assists and 20 points against the Mavericks. As for Jeremiah Fears, he is leading this year's rookies in steals per game with an average of 1.5 and averaging 15.7 points per game. Fears' three-point shooting has jumped up nearly 8% from his time at Oklahoma to now with the Pelicans, with the same amount of attempts per game. Being the only 2 players on the Pelicans to suit up for every game this season, Queen and Fears are proving to be 2 bright spots in New Orleans' future. Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Allie Quirk.
Time for a break. But when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show. We'll look at Ponchatoula basketball and an intense playoff game between Sumner High and Calvary Baptist. After that, it's time for some pick and roll. Don't go anywhere. The Big Game will be right back.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Welcome back to the Big Game. High school basketball is starting to ramp up again, and right around the corner is Southern Lab Kittens took on Ponchatoula High Green Wave. For more on here's Big Game reporter Will Stensley.
Hello everybody, I'm here at Ponchatoula High School where the Lady Waves are taking on Southern University Laboratory School Kittens, and the Kittens are undefeated and ranked number 1 in the state of Louisiana. We're here in a packed gym ready to watch some girls high school basketball.
Let's roll the highlights from Ponchatoula High, the number 1 team in Louisiana, Southern Lab, coming in undefeated and locked in from the jump. Asia Patin was unstoppable tonight, dropping 26 points and scoring at all 3 levels. She controlled the pace, got downhill, and hit big shots whenever Southern Lab needed a bucket. Sydney Williams added 14, knocking down tough jumpers and giving the Lady Kittens another scoring punch. Ponchatoula fought behind Brittany Moore and a few momentum plays that kept the crowd alive, but Southern Lab's pressure and shot making was the difference, and great defense. Down the stretch, Southern Lab closed the door. Patan leading the way, Williams finishing strong, and the Lady Kittens staying perfect this season. The final score was 45-67, and Southern Lab remains undefeated.
That's a wrap here at Ponchatoula. Southern Lab came in ranked number 1 and showed why, staying undefeated, but Ponchatoula refused to back down and made them earn it. Big time energy, big time basketball. I'm Will Sensley from the Big Game.
The last team standing in Tangipahoa Parish in the LHSAA playoffs are the Jules Sumner Cowboys, riding an 11-game win streak and the state championship only 2 weeks away. Were they able to get past the Cavaliers of Calvary Baptist? Big Game reporter Lucas Hill went to Tangipahoa to find out.
Time in Tangipahoa, Louisiana, as the Jules Sumner Cowboys, riding high on an undefeated season and a second straight district title, look to reach their first semifinal appearance in school history, but would have to face a gauntlet in the legendary Calvary Baptist Cavaliers, who are aiming for their 5th straight semifinal appearance. And to say this game wasn't a dogfight wouldn't be enough credit where credit is due. A classic defensive battle where both offenses struggled to put together consistent drives, especially in the first quarter. But Calvary Baptist would strike first as Zariah Myles would get the first score off the screen from quarterback Hudson Price. Then would come back the next drive. This time, it's Hudson Price keeping it himself on a read option to make it a 14-0 halftime lead. But here come the Cowboys with a steady dose of running backs Jamon Dyson and Eli Brooks, and even some big throws from quarterback Eli Nealon, who made the transition from tight end to quarterback for his senior season, would be the big difference on the first drive of the second half, as the Cowboys would make it a one-possession game after the first drive of the third quarter. But that would be it for the Cowboys, as missed opportunities off of 2 turnovers they forced and some massive drops were the biggest difference in the game, as Calvary Baptist would clinch their 5th straight semifinal appearance.
For the Big Game, I'm Lucas Hill.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have a special guest from the Lions Roar and some pick and roll. Don't go anywhere. The Big Game will be right back.
This presentation of the Big Game is made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. Gateway Ford, Gateway gives the deal. And the Northshore Community Foundation, you can make a difference, we make it easy.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo.
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Now it's time for some pick and roll with our special guest, Sean Hoffman, Chief Editor of Sports on the Lions Roar. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good.
That's good to hear, good to hear. All right, so let's talk about some NBA today. There's a lot of things happening. You know, the NBA season is heating up. A lot of players trying to move off their losing franchise. A lot of players getting dropped by a losing franchise. You got any thoughts about that?
Yeah, so for right now, the Pelicans are looking to trade Zion Williamson to anybody who has a decent offer right now, only because they want to restart and franchise their team around the new rookies, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, and then also kind of make Trey Murphy one of the big stars on their team.
Yes, Pelicans got a lot to do. They traded away their first-round pick to Atlanta. Then they also are bottom of the Western Conference right now. Myles, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you said it. I mean, I think this is the best situation for New Orleans right now. The fact that they don't have a first-round pick, they don't have a head coach, and they're in the bottom of the standings. I think they just need to reset. They need to reset, and I think trading Zion, a person who hasn't really been as valuable as he was supposed to be coming out of the draft in 19, it's just not working out for him. So I think but by trading Zion, they can get some of that value back. But yeah, I think for right now, I think this is the best situation for the Pelicans.
Most definitely. At this certain point, you just got to let go of his tenure in New Orleans. Going off that, Giannis, he's requesting time off for, believe Achilles or ankle sprain, something of that sort, after he just requested a trade. Looking at the Knicks, y'all got any thoughts on that? You per se, Myles?
I mean, the Knicks, I don't think they have enough to trade to get Zion. I think in order for them to get Zion, I think Cat needs to be in that situation. Josh Hart needs to be in the trade. And some of their draft picks, and I just think that's too much for New York to give up, especially right now when you're just coming off of a Eastern Conference Finals appearance a season ago. So I don't think the Knicks. I think the best situation for Giannis. I mean, I don't even know. There's a lot of because Giannis has so much value, man, and I think. As far as his contract goes, I just think it's too much for teams to afford. Maybe in the off season, but as far as mid season, I think Giannis should stay put in Milwaukee.
Think he should stay put? All right. Sean, so we're on the topic of players trying to leave their team. How about when a team just drops a player? Chris Paul for the Los Angeles Clippers, one of their most tenured players, however many time All-Star and almost being a Finals MVP in that one season that we're not going to talk about. How do you say that the Clippers should maneuver in a free agency because of the fact that they just let go one of their most prowess players, and now other players are going to be looking at them in the offseason like, why would I want to go to their franchise? They did that with Blake Griffin. They did that with DeAndre Jordan. Now they're doing it with Chris Paul. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know one thing that I know is that they cut Chris Paul because there was a type of leadership issue in the locker room behind closed doors. I know that right now they're looking for somebody new to elevate the way they play on offense right now. And I know that their team looks a little old. It's a lot of legends on their team. So right now they're looking for some young talent.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in much agreement. Chris Paul's teaching style probably not meshing well with a lot of old guys. But let's not talk about the old guys. Let's go talk about some young guys. College football playoffs is heating up crazy, and we pretty much know what standings are going to be right now, but is there any risers that y'all seeing? Is there any controversy that's happening right now that you would have to say about, Sean?
Yeah, so right now Miami is the second team out, and people have a problem with Notre Dame being in the playoffs as they're 10-2, and they lost to Miami earlier in the season. However, whoever wins the ACC championship between Duke and Virginia will decide if Miami will potentially have a chance.
Yeah, it's coming down to the wire, Myles.
I mean, at this point of the season, it's really going to dictate that Big 12 championship game with Notre Dame. Notre Dame has to root for Texas Tech because I feel like if BYU beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game, BYU will be in the playoff. Texas Tech will still be in, but BYU is going to take Notre Dame's spot in the playoffs. Now, with that being said, Notre Dame is going to have to drop, and I think they're going to be right before Miami. So I think the first team out is going to be Notre Dame. Second team out is going to be Miami. And obviously with head-to-head, Miami beat Notre Dame in the regular season. So now that they're like right next to each other and it's not just BYU ahead of Miami and behind Notre Dame, maybe they look at their resumes like that. But you know, maybe they look at it as, okay, well, now that they're head-to-head. But I think what the committee is looking at is the eye test. It's the eye test. They're looking at what Notre Dame is doing right now compared to what Miami is doing right now. And I think you mentioned about Miami's conference losses compared to Notre Dame's ranked losses. So this weekend is going to be crazy. I think Sunday is when the final playoff seeding is. But, yeah, there's a lot of teams that I'm looking at, North Texas, Tulane, that game. I think the winner of that game is going to be in the playoffs. JMU and Duke winning, because I think if Duke wins, I don't think they're going to be ranked enough to be in the playoff, but we could see 2 Group of 5 teams in the playoffs if Duke wins the ACC championship game. So there's going to be a lot of controversy, especially with what you said of Miami, but we just have to see on Sunday.
And that we will. Things are really heating up, going to really heat up this weekend. That'll do it for this episode of The Big Game. For more information on Lions Athletics, visit www.lionsports.net. And for more here at The Big Game, visit the southeasternchannel.com. So for Myles Edwards, Sean Hoffman, and the entire Big Game crew, I'm Avion for the last time. Myles, it's your last time too, man. Hey, thank you for watching us.